Now, just below this, you have something called as find the principal value, and some examples are also there, right? So I will come back to this examples once I finish the properties based on inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, I will come back surely. I will do everything whatever is there in NCERT, in this APL. One thing I want to tell you students, and in NCERT, only if you practice only NCERT problem, you can never master the subject of inverse trigonometric functions. The reason is there are hardly few problems. The problems are too less. Okay, the number of problems what is being given are too less. You can never master this subject actually. So to make sure you practice more and learn the concept, I have included many additional problems. Okay, work out them also. Once you work out them, we'll start NCERT, and NCERT will be nothing once you practice the problems from the illustration problems whatever will be given there. Okay, and at the end of the chapter also you can find out home exercise problems, work out that also. Okay, and you can become perfect in this chapter. So now let's move on to properties. So today's session mostly will be based on properties only. If we get time, we'll do with some problems. Okay. So let's go for property number 1. Purely based on the domain and the range. Under that, first one, sine inverse of sine x equal to x. If you remember, I explained you similar concept while doing differentiation. There I said, in inverse trigonometric function, I will explain exactly why it's going to be done like this. Why sine inverse sine will be eliminated and why it will be written as x. I informed you when doing the chapter of differentiation. Now, let us see how it's going to be. Sine inverse of sine x can be cancelled and can be written as x. Not every time. It cannot be every time. Okay, when it's possible, look here. X is present inside a trigonometric function. What is the domain of sine? Domain of sine was what? X should belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. The most important thing, x is present inside whether a normal trigonometric function or inverse trigonometric function, which is most important. Here it's present in just a trigonometric function. The domain of trigonometric function will be closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay, now just below this, observe carefully. Sine of sine inverse x can also be written as x only. I can eliminate sine inverse sine can be written as x, but not every time once again. Now look this time, x is present inside inverse function. What is the domain of sine inverse? Domain of sine inverse was closed interval minus 1 comma 1. For normal trigonometric functions, the values will be in terms of radians. Okay, now whereas for inverse trigonometric function, the values will be in terms of real numbers. So this is how the elimination is done. The elimination is done purely based on domain and range of the sine function, trigonometric functions here. First property, first one. Under the second one, cos inverse of cos x can be written as x. X is present inside a normal cos. Okay, so the domain of cos was closed interval 0 comma pi. Now below this, cos of cos inverse x can also be written as x. X is present in inverse function, so the domain of cos inverse was closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Okay, and the next will be tan inverse of tan x is equal to x. X is present in normal tan, so the domain of tan was open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Fine. Now the next, tan inverse x is equal to x. X is present in inverse tan, so the domain of inverse, the domain of tan inverse, what's the domain of tan inverse will be? All the real numbers, right? So the first property, it is purely based on the domain and the range. If you remember the previous table, yes, you can do this. I will give you an example to solve such kind of problem. For example, if I have sine inverse of sine 150 degrees, can I cancel this and can I write the value will be equal to 150? No, that is not true. The reason is this 150 150 degrees does not belongs to closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, minus 90 to plus 90. We cannot write it, right? Okay. So directly I cannot cancel. So what I will do is here, 150 will be reduced to the domain. Between this 150 has to be reduced, then it's going to be eliminated. Now to simplify this further, sine inverse of sine of 180 minus 30. 150 can be written as 180 minus 30. So sine of 180 minus theta, sine of 180 minus theta will be sine theta. Once again student, observe, we have studied this topic in first year PU, okay, and we call it as allied angles. If you are not ready with allied angles, not studied allied angles, not just allied angles, if you are not ready with trigonometry, you cannot do anything in this chapter, which is very simple, easy to score. So please practice trigonometry, I am repeatedly telling you. Right, now just look here, this 30. Surely 30 is an angle which lies between minus 90 to plus 90, that's correct. And now I can eliminate and I can write the value will be equal to 30. So that's how the problems will be done. Okay, so the cancellation is based on the domain and the range, whether it's present inside an inverse function or whether it's present inside the normal function. We need to take care. So that's about property number 1. So that's how we have to remember. So we have many number of problems based on this that we will study later. Okay. So property 1 and 2 both I have explained you already. Sir, what about others? This is also based on the same concept. Now if I doing it for secant, cosecant or cot inverse, just follow the domain and the range of each function. Okay. So we have to just practice them, and if you are still not satisfied, I'll just give you one more example. Now the example is cos inverse of cos 2 pi by 3. How much is 2 pi by 3 if you are not ready with radians? So pi by 3 will be 60 and this will be how much? 120. Fine. So cos inverse of cos 120 degrees. Can I cancel and write it as 120 degrees? Can I cancel this? I can cancel because 120 degree is an angle which lies between 0, pi, 0 to 180. Of course 120 is an angle between 0 to 180. I can eliminate this and I can directly write the value will be equal to 120 degrees. So before cancelling I should check whether it's right, okay, whether the values lies between the domain and range of the given functions. You just need to take care of the domain and the range, that's all. Okay. Okay students, see property 1 and 2 I have explained combined it together. Okay. Nobody will ask you the proof, and there is no such kind of proof. It is purely based on domain and range. But from the next property onwards, one of the property, not full property, one of the property, one part, any one, now you will be get it in the examination for 2 marks or for 3 marks. So you need to practice proof from property number 3. What is property number 3? Property number 3 is purely based on negative sign inside inverse. Okay. For example, first one, what will be sine inverse of minus x? We need to prove that sine inverse of minus x equal to minus sine inverse x. Okay, based on its domain and range. We need to prove this property. So, proof. We have left hand side, right? Let me consider sine inverse of minus x equal to theta. I will apply sine on both sides. Okay, so sine of sine inverse of minus x equal to sine theta. I applied sine on both sides. You can eliminate this because under the restriction it's possible. Okay, they will mention the values of x actually, so not to worry. When solving this, the value of x will be closed interval minus 1, 1. They will provide those values, not to worry that. Okay, so now what I got it, minus x equal to sine theta, multiply minus on both sides, so x equal to minus sine theta, right? And this minus sine theta, if you remember, sine of minus theta equal to minus sine theta. This we have studied in first year trigonometry. So minus sine theta can be written as sine of minus theta. Now apply sine inverse on both sides. I will teach you simply. Here I said apply sine though. Actually just it's a shortcut to understand. Shift sine inverse. That is not the correct way, but still you can just remember quickly. Okay. Shift sine inverse to right side, it will become sine. So shift sine to left side, it will become sine inverse. That is not the correct method. Actually, to say apply sine inverse on both sides. But still, let us remember this easily. I am shifting only the sine. Okay, so this will become sine inverse x, and this is minus theta. What is theta value? Theta value is sine inverse minus x. That I am going to substitute here. Before that, multiply the minus on both sides. So therefore, theta equal to minus sine inverse x, minus is multiplied. Last step is to replace theta. The value of theta is sine inverse of minus x equal to minus sine inverse x. A simple property, if you can remember, shifting, okay, and if you can remember one Allied angle formula like this. So start from the left hand side. Let sine inverse of minus x equal to theta. Therefore, okay, you applied sine inverse on both sides, sine on both sides. So minus x equal to sine theta. Then multiply minus sine, this will become x equal to minus sine theta, and for minus sine theta apply an Allied angle formula. Sine of minus theta can be written as minus sine theta. So minus sine theta, next step will be replaced by sine of minus theta. Shift sine to left side or apply sine inverse on both sides. So when I am shifting, it becomes sine inverse. So sine inverse x equal to minus theta. Clear? Right. Now multiply the minus sign. So when I multiply the minus sign, this will become minus sine inverse x. So theta equal to minus sine inverse x. Lastly, to replace the value of theta, theta is sine inverse of minus x. You will be wondering, sir, why only sine of minus theta is chosen? Okay, because sine is negative in how many quadrants? Sine is negative in how many quadrants? Either it will be possible in which quadrant? Either it will be possible in third quadrant or possible in fourth quadrant. Clear? So any one of the quadrants should be chosen. Third quadrant, what is the value? The value will be pi to 3 pi by 2, correct? 92, no, sorry, 180 to 370. No, this does not satisfy the domain of sine, correct? No. And what is in fourth quadrant? Now fourth quadrant is going to be what? In fourth quadrant, so it should be what? 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. One thing, right? But minus pi by 2, okay, can also be selected. Sorry, minus theta can also be selected. So leaving third quadrant, which is not possible, the other quadrant is going to be the fourth one. In fourth quadrant, which is the allied angle, the allied angle is minus theta. Clear? Right. Now that was the reason why we didn't consider the discussion in third quadrant and we went to the discussion in fourth quadrant. This does not satisfy the domain of sine. So leave this and study in minus. Please practice this derivations once or twice, definitely will get it. Second one, let me tell you, cos inverse of minus x will become pi minus cos inverse x. Not to worry about those restrictions or the values which are provided on the just after this. Now here also the value of x is going to be closed interval minus 1 comma 1. Not to worry about this. Okay, for MCQ sake, remember that. Okay, now proof. Let cos inverse minus x equal to theta. I told you simply shifting cos inverse. So minus x equal to cos theta or x equal to minus cos theta. Now let us see. Minus cos theta. That means cos is negative. Cos is negative in second quadrant or in third quadrant. In second quadrant, the values are going to be from where to where? From pi by 2 to pi. And this is going to be from where to where? And this value is going to be pi to 3 pi by 2. So which one should be considered? That's this question. What is the domain of cos? The domain of cos from 0 comma pi. The domain of cos was 0 comma pi. Look at that. This is the value which lies between 0 comma pi. Surely pi by 2 to pi is a value which lies in this interval, correct? Now, so this interval should not be taken. Why I am telling this? Cos is negative in two quadrants. Okay, so either I can write down cos of 180 minus theta is also minus cos theta, and cos of 180 plus theta, cos of 180 plus theta is also cos theta only. But this should not be considered because this does not satisfy the domain of cos. I hope this time the explanation is clear compared to sine inverse. Okay, there I little bit messed up, space was not there, so I couldn't explain properly. So this is how it should be considered. This is for your reference. If you want, make a note of this. Okay, so no need to write it in the examination. So what I will do here, after this step, we got minus cos theta, right? So cos of 180 minus, or you can write pi only, cos of pi minus theta equal to minus cos theta. That means minus cos theta now will be written as cos of pi minus theta. Now shift cos here, so this will become cos inverse x equal to pi minus theta, or minus theta equal to cos inverse x minus pi, multiply minus sign, theta equal to pi minus cos inverse x. The value of theta which we started here, cos inverse of minus x equal to pi minus cos inverse x. Hope it's clear? Fine. So similar to this, let's go for tan inverse also. So under this third one, tan inverse of minus x will be minus tan inverse x. So let's prove this. So let us start with the proof. Let's consider tan inverse of minus x equal to theta, right? So minus x equal to tan theta. Remember students, shifting is actually not the correct word which has to be used. We have to actually say apply tan on both sides. But to make it simple and to make it remember, I'm just telling you in this way, shifting. Okay, so minus x equal to tan theta, or x equal to minus tan theta. Now the discussion. Tan is negative in second quadrant or in fourth quadrant. Fine. Okay. What are the angles in second quadrant? So angle will lie between pi by 2 to 5. Fine. And where's one more? Okay. Fine. Fourth quadrant, right? So in fourth quadrant it should be 3 pi by 2 to 2 pi. Fine. But what was the domain? And remember, we have one more angle in fourth quadrant, that is minus theta, right? Okay. And what was the domain of tan? Open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Fine. Okay. Minus pi by 2. If this is pi by 2, right? If I am measuring in clockwise, this is going to be minus pi by 2. Fine. So the value should lie between 0. So that is the reason why this will be chosen and not this side. Clear? Right. So what I should consider here now? See, there are two angles for which I can write minus tan theta. One is I can write tan of 180 minus theta is minus tan theta, and tan of minus theta is also going to be minus tan theta. Which one among them should be considered? This is out of our domain of tan, will not be taken. This is the one which will be chosen now, right? So to prove this, so let's consider x equal to minus tan theta. Now will be written as tan of minus theta. So shifting tan here, so minus theta equal to tan inverse x, or theta equal to minus tan inverse x. Replace theta which we have taken here. Finally tan inverse of minus x equal to minus tan inverse x. Clear students? If you can notice in the EPL we have derived one or two, okay, and we said the rest you can just prove it in the similar way. I wanted to practice the remaining 4 derivations of this kind. Give a try. No, see, if I do each and everything, I can become perfect, right? Okay, so that's why I explained you to how to get it. Use this concept and derive few more. Theorems and proofs are there in the EPL. Doesn't mean that you should not write it in the classwork. No, I suggest you. Okay, now whatever the derivations are there, whatever the definitions are there, please write it in the classwork, just like what we used to do it in a regular class. Okay, so once I have started this chapter, you have to make a heading inverse trigonometric functions. Okay, some theory has to be copied. Okay, whatever the first year trigonometric formulas you needed, that's also been listed. So start from there, right? And after the first year formulas, how to begin, how the chapter of inverse will going to start, just give an introduction for that also. Clear? Right. Then afterwards you write down the graphs of each inverse functions. There are 6, for each 6 write down the graphs, write the table, right? Then you start the properties. Property 1, property 2, I am explaining. Property 1 and 2 are already done. This is property number 3, right? So in all the properties, all the 6 are there. Once they are similar kind, so what I have done it is 1 or 2 I have explained. I said the rest you can do it following the previous pattern. So please practice the remaining 4 properties. So that's about property number 3. So property number 3, how to remember negative sign inside the inverse trigonometric ratios. How to remove those negative signs. Okay, so quickly I will write down. First one was sine inverse of minus x minus sine inverse x. Second one, cos inverse of minus x pi minus cos inverse x. The next one, tan inverse of minus x minus tan inverse x. Now the next one, cosecant inverse of minus x minus cosecant inverse x. Now the next, secant inverse of minus x is pi minus secant inverse x. Okay, now we have one more, right? Okay, fine. And the last one was cot inverse of minus x equal to pi minus cot inverse x. Look at the formulas, how to remember. For sine inverse, tan inverse and cosecant inverse, only the minus sign on the right side. For cos inverse, secant inverse and cot inverse, minus sign before that pi for all actually. So 3 formulas start with just a negative sign, 3 formulas starts with pi minus whatever the inverse trigonometric ratios you have taken. Okay, so that's a way to remember actually. I am telling you how to remember the formulas. Sir, when will I get pi, when will I not get pi? So once you make a list now, then based on the 6 you only decide, no? So I can notice there are 3 formulas with only the negative sign. There are 3 formulas starting with pi. Okay, so please remember this actually. We can solve many problems based on this. Now let's go and study the next one. That is property number 4. So property number 4, it's just similar to what we study. I said similar, not exactly the same. What we study, reciprocals under trigonometric ratios. So what was reciprocal of sin x? 1 by cosecant x. But here it's not the same. One student actually, when I was solving a problem of differentiation, so one student just wrote this. Sir, 1 by sin x can be written as sin inverse x. That's absolutely wrong. 1 by sin x is cosecant x. Okay, 1 by sin x is not sin inverse x. Okay, so someone send me this actually. So I'm just telling you 1 by sin x is not sin inverse. Okay, 1 by sin x is cosecant x. So let us see the properties which are just similar to the trigonometry in the reciprocal relation what we studied in first year topics. Under that, the first one, which is simple, sin inverse of x can be written as cosecant inverse of 1 by x. We need to prove this. So let us start the proof. I am going to start from the left hand side. Let me call sin inverse x equal to theta. So just shift it, x equal to sin theta. Take reciprocal on both sides. 1 by x equal to 1 by sin theta. What is 1 by sin? 1 by sin is cosecant theta. Shift cosecant to this side. So this will become cosecant inverse of 1 by x equal to theta. What is theta? Theta is sin inverse x. So finally, sin inverse x can be written as cosecant inverse 1 by x. Similar to inverse. I didn't say same, similar to in reciprocal relations.